Well, we had a close family. We did lots of fun vacations, road trips.
Our family was sort of like the Donna Reed family.
I just remember having spent good time with them and really enjoying that time.
Brian was like Jeff's shadow. I mean, whatever Jeff did, Brian was right behind him.
Brian is my younger brother. We always have had a really close relationship. Once he was in junior high, I started to see a little bit of some behavioral changes.
It's a slow, gradual process, and you're watching it unravel, and you know there's something wrong.
In February of my 9th grade year, I went to a church function. At that event, I used drugs, showed drugs to the other kids, and was caught using.
Drug use would have been the last thing that I would have ever attributed it to.
From there, I took a full 1-year circle at which I began to use hardcore drugs again. I was so ashamed that I had someone call my parents, communicated to them that I needed help.
He agreed to go to a residential treatment program.
On the day that he was to leave, he came to the house.
He created some sort of a drama over something silly, but it was a reason that now he was refusing to go to treatment.
Jeff did the hardest thing that any father ever did.
My dad had to call the police to come to our home and have him arrested.
I just cannot express how difficult that was. But I knew I didn't want him to die. And I knew even if he hated me, I would rather have that than lose him.
I went before the judge, was court-ordered to treatment, and transferred from a jail cell to East Texas. I made a life change at that point. God met me in a really real way, in a really bad place.
All you want is to get your child back, and you want them to be safe. But to have a complete recovery, you want them to have their life. You want them to have their dreams.
I had completed my program, and I'm here today, 13 years later, almost, clean and sober.
When it was at its worst, I could not imagine how it was all going to come together and work out for good. And now I look at it, and I look at what we're about to do here at Stonewater, and it's an amazing thing.
So I met Corinne in 2012 in college. Had I not found recovery and pursued recovery successfully, I likely would have never graduated high school, likely would have never attended college, and likely would have never met Corinne.
I was so proud to know someone that had done something so incredible and made such a big change in their life. Now he's on this quest to serve others and to help them find the same thing that he found is pretty incredible.
Stonewater gives Brian a voice to talk to adolescents who are going through that same experience that he was going through.
We know how impactful towards a family it can be to see a child go through recovery and come out the other side, and not just him be healed, but the whole family.
We can see that promise coming to fruition, this opportunity to save lives. They're an experience that was meant for harm.
I know where these families are when they get to that point. It seems dark now, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope, and something good is going to come out of this.
We as a family have experienced what you as a family are going through. We could sit across from the table from you and say, hey, Mom or Dad, let me introduce you to my mom and dad, and let them speak to you a little bit about what this process might look like.
Kids don't come here and check a box that they completed a 90-day program. This is about lifelong recovery.
When they first get to Stonewater, we spend time with them and with the family trying to better understand what they specifically are dealing with and how it's different than the next guy.
We want to treat each child as an individual. No matter if their addiction is the same, their recovery won't be the same, and they're not the same.
We're offering all of our patients individualized treatment. That allows us to tailor build a therapy and a treatment plan around that individual and that family. It's what will allow them to continue to be clean, not only for 30 or 60 or 90 days, but for years and years to come, so that when they're 70, 80, 90 years old, they can look back on their life and say, you know what, that was lifelong recovery and I lived it.